Hello everyone and welcome to the anti-spoiler match. It is going to be Wellmu versus TL's Snoot. Snoot recently joined Team Liquid. I don't know if he was under the Team Liquid banner at the time of this particular replay, but it is going to be a Protoss versus Zerg once more. Real and Vortex. If you're looking for Game 3, there is none. One player was able to take it in 2 straight games. All right. I believe, yeah, Vortix was able to take it in 2 straight games. Anyways, let's go into here. Wellmu now going to be setting up a proxy pylon, and this really does feel like the same game as Protoss versus Zerg. This is on a Metropolis, a map similar to Metalopolis, the good old maps. There are also island expansions here on this side and this side as well. Don't really like the fact that there's creep tumors. I really think destructible rocks or some sort of burrowed supply depot would be a better call, since Zerg players, all they have to really do is take down the creep tumor and then they can build a hatchery straight up on top of that and creep rather quickly. Now, Snoot going to be coming in, and he's going to be taking a look around to figure out what Wellmu is doing. Meanwhile, Snoot should be setting up a hatchery of his own in just a moment. Is it going to be? No, it is going to be, in fact, a 15 pool here on Metropolis, and it is also going to be a Forge first. So, Forge first here on the map. And now we are going to start to see the construction of this front door. Probe now going to be slipping by, taking a look on the inside, figuring out what his opponent is exactly doing, as Snoot is sitting up on 14 drones. We can see this one drone will be growing up to be a hatchery here in just a moment, but a probe does have something to say about it and is now wandering around. All right, Snoot doing his best job of trying to shoo away that probe. The probe, now out of shields, decides to let that drone grow up in peace as he takes a look on the inside here. All right, there's those 14 drones once more. Is Snoot going to continue to train up? And now he is going to be going into a queen with perhaps 4 Zerglings. Zerglings very, very common. We can actually, no, not going for the Zerglings. Instead, going for drones. He's not going to have that much map control. This does come as a bit of a surprise, but in the early portion of the game, every pair of Zerglings you train is 1 drone down. So perhaps Snoot thinking that, you know what, I only need 2 Zerglings at the very most. I don't have to worry all too much. Let me just train up these 2 Zerglings after I get some drones first. Let me make sure I'm up to at least 16 before I really start training up any units. So we're not going to see any early aggression here. Most Protoss players know how to handle those early 4 Zerglings. A probe just warps in another gateway or another pylon there, cancels it once the photon cannon is done, and you pretty much lose everything. You pretty much, as the Zerg player, invest in Zerglings that can't do anything. Meanwhile, as a Protoss player, only lose 25 resources. All right. Wellmu now just wandering around here. Is it going to actually have pylon power? And yes, he is going to actually warp in a gateway to block this hatchery. That is a bit of a slap in the face. Is the drone going to be able to do very much? No, he's just going to sit over here as Zerglings continue to claw at this gateway. This is a significant delay into any strategy that Snoot would want to do. It looks as though the gateway is just going to end up getting canceled there. There it is, 37 resources lost. But then again, Snoot was sitting on a large amount of minerals, hoping to build a hatchery, and that was significant time lost as well. Oh, what is this? Is this probe perhaps going to do something a little bit tricky? Is the Zergling going to spot? No, the Zerglings do not spot this, and Wellmu may actually come in with photon cannons here at the 3rd. This is going to be such an insult at this point. Getting 2 photon cannons and one more pylon would be an absolute lucky break for Wellmu. Wellmu, what is he going to be doing next? There is another pylon, and I believe the probe is going to be setting up a photon cannon right there. Perhaps another photon cannon here, and then another photon cannon there. Do the Zerglings actually spot this probe? They still do not, and this hatchery is about to be completed. Hatchery needing another 25 seconds. This is going to be very, very bad news indeed. Snoot not checking for these pylons behind his mineral patches, and he is going to be in a world of hurt. All right, the photon cannon, is it going to start attacking? Yes, it is attacking that hatchery already. Snoot pretty much going to get caught there. And is he going to cancel it? No, he is not. Warping in another photon cannon, and that is pretty much going to be the end of that. Zerglings will not be able to do much at all. Probe is going to be able to get away, and Snoot, investing 350 resources and a lot of time, is going to have this all lost, as the photon cannon is going to get canceled there. So this was a total of, what, 150, 150, 150, okay, so it is 400, so about the same amount of resources lost, as the probe is now trying to hide away again. So a little bit of a very lucky break, these photon cannons doing their job, causing problems. Are we perhaps going to see a creep tumor at least laid down here so that this creep can start to spread? No, I don't believe Snoot is going to be doing that. He could also be using that larva as well. Oh, is those larvae, are they going to make it? Are they going to make it? If you guys do not know, larvae, they are very, very touchy. They need to stay on creep in order to stay alive, and it looks like the queen does do it just in time, saving those 3 larvae. Oh, the larva could take another step wrong. Nope. Okay, they're okay. All right. I know some of you guys are very, very concerned about larva, and some of you guys are not. All right, queen now absorbing a bit of damage. Photon cannon cleaning up some more of those zerglings. Zerglings are getting destroyed, getting poked apart one at a time. Losses, let's take a look at the losses. 604 versus 499. And this photon cannon, oh, gonna actually have some zealots. The zealots are now reinforcing, and this could be a huge loss once again. The queen not gonna be able to do much here, as more zerglings are being added. Photon cannon will be able to regenerate those shields in just a second, causing a little bit more problems still. Harvester count 50 to 55, as Wellmu maybe timing this into a 7 gateway push. Zerglings now looking to back off. You can see that there are Zerglings off over here. This one proxy pylon, a very good reinforcement point if you can get it. One zealot should probably be here and here to protect this photon cannon and this pylon, as we now see that Snoot knows Wellmu is not running up on a 3rd base. Let's take a look at the overall economy though. Things looking even there. Production, more gateways being added, stalkers being added as well. Zerglings could easily take this down. A 3rd base is being taken off over here instead by Snoot. And Snoot has a lot of ground to make up. He was behind in economy. You can see now the changeling quickly going to get destroyed there. Multiple gateways in multiple positions. It is going to be an 8-gate push with level 2 weapons upgrades on those stalkers. Stalkers now in a very bad position, all getting walled up here. That is not where they wanted to be. And wow, heavy losses there. Snoot handling this extremely well, and now taking a very, very surprising lead even after that early pressure. A little bit of cute play by Wellmu, but Snoot was not off his game at all. Snoot responding and reacting very, very well, but does he have the necessary upgrades? Let's take a look at this. Zerglings getting poked apart one at a time. Armor upgrades, 1-1 upgrades compared to soon to be 2-0 upgrades, and those roaches will actually be dealing a bit more damage. All right, let's come in off over here. Stalkers now coming in as well. Sentries are coming in, and there is going to be a flank. Here we have it. Force fields coming in from the back. Pylon may get canceled. There goes that pylon. No, the pylon's not going to get canceled just quite yet. There it goes, as the force fields really caught some of those units out of position, and Wellmu perhaps catching a little bit of a lucky break, but now needs to consider that he is low on energy. A couple of those sentries pretty much low on energy already. We'll see what will be happening next. Stalker's now going to try to engage. Here you go. There's some more force fields, and now the Zerglings are unable to engage once more. Wellmu just suffering from a little bit of fungal growth, but not much more of anything else, as Snoot now in a bit of trouble. I believe if we have enough force fields. No, we don't have any more force fields. That could pretty much be the end of this push. Otherwise, Snoot is going to get into a very, very good position there. Stalkers do have blink, but one group of stalkers cannot blink back. Fungal growth, instantaneous, not a missile like in Heart of the Swarm, and catches those units. Stalkers now blinking forward, trying to take down infestors. Another group of fungal growth comes down to finish off these stalkers here. Reinforcements as now infested Terrans coming out, causing a bit more problems again. Roaches now trying to engage. There's some more force fields as a transfuse on a roach. Even time for some really, really minor micro coming in from Snoot, holding off this push continually. This is going to be 3 bases to 2 right now, but this base is not fully saturated. 50 probes, 56 drones, as the stalkers do decide to back off here. 2-0 upgrades. Are the Stalkers going to perhaps blink for it and take down? Yes, one Infestor does go down. Another Infestor goes down there, but not before the Zerglings have found their way to their targets. The Stalkers need a blink back, but this is not looking all too strong either. Snoot has just been floating at around 110, 120 supply continually throughout this match. Meanwhile, Wellmu's army is slowly and steadily dropping. Without the Zerglings or Zealots to handle those Zerglings, the Zerglings have really been very efficient for their DPS. Zealots now finally being added here. Stalkers are blinking and peeling back. Is it going to be enough? The Zealots are in the front. Queens still with 0-1 upgrades. And what is happening next? The Roaches with 0-1 upgrades. Alright, so only the Zerglings have 1-1 upgrades, meaning the Stalkers are actually in a little bit of a better position in that fight. Then flat out 0-0 versus 0-0. Okay, Wellmu now needs to reconsider his options. He didn't have enough sentries for that push. He now needs to perhaps consider taking another base here. Snoot, the creep is there. Wellmu should know to just shoot down that Overlord first to make sure that that creep does start to recede. Stalker's now going to be making a move down, as we see a 50 supply discrepancy between these two armies. Alright, Zerg with a much larger mineral army and a much larger gas army. These Infestors, looking at the Infestors, you can see how much energy they have. Not only is there 8 Infestors, about 7 of them have over 100, or 6 of them have over 100 energy, which is going to be a lot of infested Terrans. The Zerglings, wow, how did I get over there? Zerglings now making their way back down. You can see pylons are warping in. Are they going to be able to test that front door? Yes, they will. Photon, or that forge, will get taken down. A whole bunch of eggs, and that was a beautiful zoning effect, preventing the Stalkers from even able to attack these Infestors. By doing that, the Roaches can start crashing in on that front door, utilizing eggs as a terrain blocker. A very, very strong play. Fungal growth now hitting off on more of those Stalkers again. The Roaches here not going to be engaging well, and Snoot needs to save these Infestors. The Infestors are on the run, and the Stalkers are not able. Are they going to blink after those Roaches? Yes, they are. But the key question is, are we going to see another fungal growth? I don't believe there is. No, there is enough for a fungal growth. There you have it. Nope. There you go. The Stalkers are going to be giving chase, and oh, this could be bad news. Snoot is in trouble. There's a fungal growth. Stalkers could blink forward. Are they going to be able to do it again? Yes, more and more Infestors getting taken out. This is a beautiful counter chase by Wellmu, as Wellmu army is now starting to grow. Okay, he just rebuilt. I thought he canceled his Nexus for some reason. No, out of position, and he lets 2 Roaches slip by. All right, at this point, every Roach, every unit matters. You cannot let units just simply walk free and walk back home when you have them. Mercy in StarCraft 2 doesn't go hand in hand. And we'll see what will be happening next as probes from Wellmu's main base now finally getting transferred. Wellmu in a very, very awkward situation, as he is now on 2 bases compared to his opponent's 3. But this base in and of itself is not even a full base. Only 3 mineral patches here, and that means he's only running off of 8 real mineral patches compared to his opponent's 24. Hence the army discrepancy. So Wellmu taking this 3rd base a little bit too little too late, and that may be the situation he's in. All right, Stalkers with 2-0 upgrades. Wow, talk about a lucky Stalker. I don't know, can you have a lucky Stalker? A Stalker down over here. You can see Zealots being added in as well. Upgrades are at 2-0, not at 3-0s. If you remember, that Forge was taken down. Zerglings are going to try and take down these destructible rocks, and will be able to do so. Zealots and Stalkers may be able to get off a couple free kills here, but not much, as the Zerglings are pretty much cannon fodder at this point. We are now trying to see Snoot open up the gameplay a little bit more. That is a whole bunch of Infestors. There's some fungal growth. Zerglings unable to engage. And what is that? Chain fungal growth for the victory. Yes, more fungal growth still coming in. Stalkers unable to really do very much at all. 1 Infestor does go down. More units now trying to warp in, and here we go. Fungal growth being cast all over the place. Infested Terran eggs nowhere to land, as Colossi now coming in from the back. Snoot pretty much just trying to attack straight up. Fungal growth is landing. Are those eggs going to hatch? Yes, they are. And with that 0-2 armor upgrades, they are much, much more powerful. Here we go. Snoot now sitting at 198. 28 Roaches still trying to be trained up. So this army needs to just survive just long enough for those Roaches to reinforce. If those Roaches reinforced in time, That will be GG. Infestors continuing to drop in Infested Terrans, and here you go. Infested Terrans just absolutely wrecking this base, and there is the GG by Wellmu. Wellmu losing this game to TL's Snoot. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.